drank a little bit, and then she decided to leave, which had nothing to do with my drink or anything. It was just time for her to go. She wanted to go do young girl things, which is great. Moved to New York City, and then I got a resentment, and I started drinking that resentment of her leaving me.
Okay, how long ago was this?
This was just last summer.
Okay.
And I dealt with that a little bit. There was some really bad binge drinking and drugging at that resentment. But most of it was just a little bit of drinking. It didn't get crazy. And I kept going to my emotional sobriety meetings. I didn't go to AA anymore. But then I got to Pattaya. And, what goes on in Pattaya is drinking and sex nonstop. Right? And I got here and I'm drinking every day and it's not working. So what do I need? I need something stronger. Right? This is what I'm thinking. And then I'm like, wait a second. I've been here before. I've done this before. So I found an AA group, and AA in Pattaya is off the chain. I mean, there's guys here, the minimum sobriety time is like 30 or 40 years. Most of the guys are here. Yeah, very, very strong AA here. So I went in and picked up a white chip and stopped drinking again, and met you, and we hit the gym, and we started working on the mental shit. Again, God puts these people in my life, at the right moment, at the right time.
You've had to go searching.
I did.
Put these people there, but you had to go hunting and finding them.
Yeah.
And you've had to want to develop.
Right.
You with me?
Yeah. And stuff. My drinking, I just, it doesn't serve me well. I was fat, my joints hurt. I mean, alcohol is poison to me, really. If you boil it down, it's not good for me physically or mentally, because it will eventually lead me to, I break out in cocaine. So.
Yeah. Well, so what the difference in like you abusing substances and abusing your body, to the you now? What's the mindset switch?
Oh, it's been hard. As you know, I've struggled with eating the crisps and drinking the Cokes. But I'm down. I was 235 pounds when I came here. I just weighed myself. I'm 207 pounds sitting here.
Okay.
So that's a huge drop in weight for me. I've not weighed this much. It was 105, 106 kilos when I got here, and I'm 94.3 kilos. Yes, just before I came, I stopped at Battle Conquering on the scale.
Okay, so how has your self-development developed? Why has it improved, and what's been like the steps?
I've gone back to my meetings and I've worked with other alcoholics. I've just continued the path where I was, and fortunately I didn't get crazy out of control. Or again, it was a jumping off point. I got here. What am I going to do? I mean, this isn't not working. There's a bar every 10 feet with beautiful girls waving at you everywhere. It's just,
Trying to escape.
It's totally unfulfilling. It's totally empty. So I got a routine. That's what I did when I met you.
Yeah.
Go to the gym every day, go to 3 AA meetings a day, back home, meditation, prayer, starting my morning off correctly, ending the evening correctly, a routine, And I just, coming back from Costa May, my routine was interrupted. And just this morning, I'm feeling a little off kilter. I've been traveling with a woman. She's been staying at my house. It kind of breaks up my routine. Like this morning, I'm like, it's time for you to go. In my mind, it's like, not in a bad way, like I want you to go, but it's just breaking up my routine that I developed, that I've been really working on, being alone. That's a hard thing, to be alone, to be on your own, and be content.
And to do the things for yourself.
Don't bring another human in, and it takes your mind off of that. Like, how can I make you happy? Or how can I, things like that. This morning, they read the Step 11 prayer, where it's about almost being Christ-like, doing things for other people, getting this thing you know, and I railed at it because I did that shit. Like at my house right now, I have people. I set up a campground. I took in alcoholics to give them jobs. I took in people that, you know, their skydiving career is over because they've abused themselves, you know, through the drug use and the alcohol use like we talked about in the 90s. And, you know, they've got no place to go. There's no retirement plan in skydiving. So I set up this utopia for people to come and live.
Yeah.
And it's not served anymore. You know, and you don't do that to get service, but I don't know. I railed at it this morning at AME because they read it and they were like, oh, yeah, like, oh, we'll do all these things, you know, make a business that makes smiles, right? Because it says in there, you know, take the burdens from people, give them joy, right?
Why didn't it serve you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, and it's not like I wanted recognition or everybody should be thanking me, but you know, the relationships that, you know, when I helped these people, they didn't leave. And a lot of that has to do with their alcoholism. You know, I never left a job thanking them. You know what I mean? They escorted me off the property pretty much, generally. So, you know, and you got to put it in perspective, you know. But it's like, oh, step over prayer, just do these things and everything will be great. And it's like, I didn't experience that. You know what I mean? And it's, again, not that I want recognition but it's what's going on. You know, now I'm going to go home and I'm going to dissolve myself with all this stuff. I've decided to get rid of my business and come and move to Thailand.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So this summer, this is my goal. I'm going to sell my airplanes and my business and move on.
Okay, while
the next thing?
While we're talking about it, why?
Why?
Why have you decided to vacate USA and live in Thailand?
Well, I don't know if you watched the news lately, but
A little bit.
America's a little changed right now. You know, and that's one aspect of it. But, you know, for me, I felt a big change in me, you know, and what I want to do with the rest of my life. And the vibe here is just so nice. You know, I lost my wallet twice.
Oh, really?
In the past month. And it comes back to me with more freaking money. Okay? I mean, the people are so nice and so kind. And it really causes me to check myself. Because if I want to turn into that Farang and start screaming at people, you know, the old Justin, it's just that much more aware. I mean, I'm so grateful for the people. They're so kind and loving. And it just makes me want to be a better human. You know what I mean? And you go into places and you see this white guy screaming at people. And it's just like, wow, look at me. That was me 30 years ago. That was me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. And it just can make me a better human. You know what I mean? To be here in this culture.